So, hey guys, this is going to be a new addition to the channel. Along with me periodically posting poems and prayers I've wrote, I'm also going to be doing these short little talks. Now, I'll be honest, I'm just a 19-year-old lost guy. I'm just saying things I've learned, things I've read in the Bible, and interpreted in my own way. If you don't want to read these little talks I have, that's okay. Just a little food for thought. A little my small insignificant amount of wisdom that I think could be helpful to you in your own journey. Now, today, what I want to talk about is in this generation, it's a thing of people, I suppose you could call it, they're not really attached to reality. Because I know when I was a child, I wasn't. A lot of my classmates weren't. What I mean by this is they didn't really experience real life. Most of their life experience and the things they understand and base things on are not real. If you get what I mean, it's like it's virtual. I remember in physics class, my old physics teacher, he said this, and I still remember. He said they don't have a base, but he brought examples of how physics works in real life. They didn't understand the examples because their experience with real life was so limited that they didn't understand the things he was talking about. They didn't have enough reference points in real life so we could add new things to their understanding, if you catch my drift. They were so detached from reality that understanding complex things about reality was damn near impossible. And I suppose our grades at the time reflected that. And I'm guilty of that for real. I remember as a child, in my house, I'd legitimately just walk up and down. I still do sometimes today. I admit that I'm still this lost sinner guy. I admit it. But I used to walk around the house just fantasy, just imagining things, imagining like alternate lives where me and my family were doing this activity, that we were doing this. People I never met or were barely friends with, because when you're a lost guy like me, or we're all lost people, but me especially. Yeah, but when you're when you're so detached from reality, it's almost like fantasy could replace reality. My fantasy was my head. My head was my own fantasy. I just imagined stuff. For a lot of men or boys my age, it's not imagining stuff, it's video games. It's like they don't really have a real life. Like real life is secondary to the virtual life that they have. Like a lot of guys, they'll talk about video games all the time. They just play video games. When they're not in school, what do? They play video games. They're not in clubs. They're not in this. They're not in that. It's like people today have almost substituted a lot of things people used to do back in the day for a virtual fake version of it. That they just fantasize them actually doing it. Like Stardew Valley is a good one. It's a farming game. It's a very popular farming game. I just wonder, like, how many people today would have had gardens if traditional like habits were still around? If because I maintain that I think the internet killed a lot of traditional habits of social media. People just spend a lot of time online when they really shouldn't. Like, how many people want to do things in real life? This is my real gripe. How many people want to do things in real life but just find a virtual way to do it? Like, oh, I want to be a musician. Okay, but it's kind of hard being a musician in real life. That takes time. So why don't I just listen to a whole bunch of music? Or why don't I just sing in the shower? Why don't I just imagine that I'm doing it? Likewise, sports is a good example. I don't think a lot of boys or men really play sports like they used to. Now there's clubs and everything, but like what is modern? What is 2K? Like what is the NBA and NFL? Why don't you just play it yourself, nigga? And that's my food for thought. But what I'm trying to get at is people are substituting real life, real accomplishments, and real fulfillment for virtual fulfillment and virtual accomplishments, and that's not good. That's not great. Like for me personally, I maintain this to this day. The worst gift I've ever gotten was my old PS3. I don't have a PS4 or none of that, thankfully. But my old PS3, worst gift I've ever gotten. It is, and what was so bad about it is I enjoyed it, and that's what made it terrible. Because when I was young, I was a little socially awkward, but I still made friends and everything. But what happened was I spent hours on it. I remember I'd wake up like 10, 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock sometimes, because I spent the entire night up until I passed out of exhaustion or just dozed off playing the game. Like I didn't do anything in real life as a child. I just played the game. And part of me is really worried because, well, back to me, I don't want to go too far, but let's further go down. The reason why that was so harmful to me was because that hampered my social development, and it hampered my ability to really interact and be a competent person. Because when you spend the entirety of your free time in fantasy lands, when you have to actually confront reality and do stuff like wash the dishes, bathe, brush your teeth, basic hygiene, basic shit, you can't do it. You can't do it because you lost the ability to do it. Because you spent all this time building up a virtual life. And that's what it is. It's a virtual life. It's I'm gonna cut all the cope right now. When you play RPG games and all these other games, you're not really role playing. You're really not. What you're doing is you're making a different version of yourself that is better than yourself that you wish you could be. You could say, yeah, I'm just exploring this new character, bro. But that's what you're doing. You're making up a new version, a new and better version of yourself that you wish you could be. You're spending time building up a different fantasy caricature of you that you wish you could be that you're not trying to be in real life. I realize that me because I'll be honest. I believe I've spent well over 2,000 hours of my life on different games. Well over 2,000. Shit, it could be 10,000. It could quite literally be months, maybe even years. Fuck. Oh, well, that's food for thought. But what I'm trying to get at is these things, these vices, porn especially. I don't know which is worse, porn or video games, really, but porn, video games, drugs, all of it, all of these vices, what they are a way for men and women, people in general, to really just escape life. They are escaping actually being better people. They're escaping hardships. They're escaping fulfillment and a happy life. Because I'll tell you, if you get really into video games, your happiness just goes to shit. I don't care what you say. Like, sure, video games, you could be happy playing them, yeah, but when that becomes the thing you do, when you become a gamer, really, your happiness goes down, 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 down. And you could debate me all you want, but it's true. You know I'm right. And the fact that you're angry about it proves I'm right. So be quiet for a minute. But anyway, it's about. So I suppose the gist of this video is about people coming to their own personal realization. Because I realize you listen to this video, it's not the most valuable video. Because you know why? You have to come to your own personal realization that your time could be spent elsewhere. That true fulfillment is not found virtually, it's in real life. And what worries me, not to get back to my worries, was future generations because for me it was the PS3 and like mobile games and PCs and stuff. That I believe my generation were ruined by those things. Those things were terrible for our development. But we still went outside, we still played. But in this current generation, like damn, I wonder like how's the future going to turn out? Like Like you give a 3-year old an iPad or a Kindle or something, they they play hours for hours because they don't have any self control. What do they know? They're kids. Like, what sort of people does that breed? Always on. Like, do they go outside? It's a genuine question. Does the modern child go outside? Does the modern child want to go outside? Does the modern child interact with real life things the way previous generations used to? I don't care if you call me an old man, but that's the truth. Like, what are we doing? What kind of people are we breeding? Are we grooming to fulfill the roles our society needs? Like, damn, it's crazy. But I suppose it's just this video, and what I'm trying to convey is come to your own personal realization that the virtual world and the alternate fantasies in your head, they are bad for you. They will kill you. They will destroy you. They will take away your happiness. They will they will be the little devil on your shoulder, biting your neck, sucking out the life force within you. Cause that's what it was to me. Like, I'll be honest, I'll admit it. I watched porn. I played video games. I did all that stuff. It didn't help. It didn't help. And the best realization I ever made was they were bad for me and I should stop them cold turkey. Because the thing with vices is you have to stop them altogether. If you cope and say, oh, just a little bit of this, it's still bad for you. Stop it. I'm telling you to stop it because I'll tell you now, I'm not perfect. I still do those things sometimes. I'm trying to stop. I often fail, but I still try. But the most important thing is realizing they're wrong, repenting, trying to stop, trying to walk a better path. Because I'm trying to tell you, one day your actions will come before you. The results of your actions will come before you. And you want to make sure that those results are good. You want to make sure the results of your actions and choices in life are good. Good for you, your children, and your children's children. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that's the video. Thank you. This is going to be a sort of regular thing. I'm trying to post every 3 days or less. But thank you for listening. God bless. Like, like and subscribe. I'm becoming a real YouTuber now. Like and subscribe. Bye.